While the trial between Depp and Heard was ongoing, we saw on several occasions how Depp's team destroyed Amber Heard and her people, both on the stand and to the people. But now that the trial is over, there's a lot more about the case that's finally being revealed, and recently, one piece of evidence from the trial made it to the public, and boy did Amber get off easy. So, exactly what has come up that's made it so obvious that Amber's case would have been worse? It's not exactly news that Amber has always had the better chances of winning the case, right from the beginning, because of several reasons, and one of those happens to be Depp's loss in the UK trial against the Sun. But now, there's new information that revealed that Depp's team actually cut her some slack when they were admitting evidence. The way the legal procedure operated in this case was quite different from what everyone expected, because we've been hearing that some pieces of evidence were admitted here as opposed to the UK trial, and while the reason for that was based on the differing legal systems between the UK and US, it was also because many of them did not apply in this case, thus essentially making them useless. But even in that pile of seemingly inapplicable piles of evidence, there are some that could actually apply to the case but just didn't make it. And now, we just found out that Depp's people actually let some of the contradictory evidence of therapist records against Amber and her people brought forward during that time slide, and the internet is going completely bonkers. But that's not even the interesting part of all of this. The intriguing thing about it is that Amber's lawyer Elaine Bredehoft has actually been talking about it on interviews since the verdict was passed. And get this, she's been saying the exact opposite of what it is.
Some evidence that you say demonstrated abuse. You certainly had her testimony. There were pictures, documents, all kinds of evidence. But in point of fact, the jury rejected it. You argued in your closing arguments that if they found even one instance of abuse, and it did not even have to be physical abuse, that they would have to find for Amber Heard, and they didn't.
And the other part to bear in mind here is nothing changed. The op-ed didn't even mention Mr. Depp by name. And so what basically they did here is demonize her. And they were able to suppress the medical records, which were very, very significant because they showed a pattern going all the way back to 2012 of Amber reporting this to her therapist, for example.
Here, Elaine claims that Depp's people suppressed that evidence of Amber's therapist's notes, but that was actually to help them get a fair trial, and this was proven recently as some of these notes have actually been circulating on social media, and the only thing fans have seen is that Amber has been caught in yet another lie. According to the actress, the first instance of assault at the hands of her ex-husband was regarding the Winona tattoo incident in 2013, but now the notes that made it to social media are alleging that the assault actually started earlier than that. To be more specific, they state that the assault started in 2011. This contradicts virtually everything Amber said throughout the trial and just further makes her out to be an even less credible person, and of course, the fans weren't just going to let it slide. One user wrote, "Yes, she didn't pay for those to be backdated at all, just like she has two photographs in different lighting. Clearly the exact same photograph edited and filtered. Funny how this comes out after the verdict. She will find video evidence of Johnny being an actual pirate next." Another user who was more focused on the documents getting out added, "She should stop publicizing documents which were labeled inadmissible in court. The court rules evidence as inadmissible on both sides. I'm quite sure the court used the rules of evidence in coming to this ruling, as she's seeking another defamation case. In the past, we gave her a little credit because we thought she could at least have a chance at appealing. But with things like this getting out and all her credibility getting thrown out of the window, her chances of even getting the hearing are probably down to zero now. But that's just what I think. How about you? Do you think there's a way she could live this down?